This is a Podco original.
So get this.
Yeah.
So I start doing these like romantic Harlequin novels.
Okay.
But at first they were really tame. And then slowly but surely they got wild. I ended up getting a fake name after like the second or third one. And so there was a YouTube video that I did that I basically said Katy Perry stole my record album. It was something that, okay, that's not what I said.
Oh.
Okay, that's not what I said. Do you think you could be a housewife?
It's like if somebody threw a glass in my face, I'd truly just start cracking up like immediately. I was like, what? I've never had a drink thrown in my face. This is crazy.
Have you ever had like a real like
Fight?
dramatic fight with other females or like? I just want to say that your eye makeup, if you can't see it, matches my dress.
It does. That's what I was doing.
And the color, oh, that's what you're doing. We're coordinated.
Now, tell me,
Coordinated.
what does it feel like to be an actual, real, live Golden Globe?
It's a little boring. You know, people
Touching you, grabbing you all the time, putting you in their bathrooms.
I just can't sit through the ceremony itself. It's just so bad.
Well, of course you can't sit there. They make you stand the whole freaking time.
They make me stand.
Stand in that skinny, tight position.
I know.
It's terrible.
I'm thinking of quitting. I mean, who really cares about my award anyway? I saw that like Gwyneth Paltrow actually uses it for like a doorstop. I don't want to be a doorstop. I was made to shine.
And I heard, totally. I heard Kate Winslet puts her Oscar in the bathroom because she knows that people go into the bathroom and then they see it and they do their acceptance speech in the mirror. You know, they hold
unrelatable.
Yeah.
That is the most unrelatable story that we've ever said.
You're absolutely right.
We talk about relatability, and I'm sorry, but that is really truly.
Yeah, right. I know. I mean, I don't even know if I would do that too. If Kate Winslet happened to invite me to her house, I would probably be scared to touch it. Also, I don't really believe in those things. But.
Yeah. But honestly, though, I guess it's. I mean, you know, what do we know?
Nothing.
I
know very little about anything. But I'm a good person, and that's all that matters. Okay. Sangria.
Do you even know how much I fucking love sangria? This is the first non-alcoholic sangria I think I've tried. Let's try it. Lauren O'Brien.
Lovely.
Oh, it's very good.
Everything's so good.
Yeah,
it really tastes like sangria.
Lay close to me. You don't know this song?
Tiny bubble.
I love that what would you say like your favorite music is?
Ooh, that's a great question and hard. I like all types of music. My favorite, not musical theater, some might think.
It isn't.
I think pop.
But
actually, did you do that Spotify thing?
Yes.
The year-end roundup where they tell you what your favorite song was?
Yeah, what was yours?
Can you believe this? It was Harry Styles. I can't believe it. I feel so old and silly. It was Harry Styles' song, Grape Juice.
What?
Grapefruit? Grape juice?
Yeah, I think grapefruit.
One of those. I mean, he can't have a song called Grapefruit and Grape Juice. So it's one of those songs. Starts with a grape, ends with a, I don't know, you tell me. What's happening?
Grapefruit. I think it's grapefruit. What does it mean?
Just in time for Mother's Day, I found the perfect gift that captures all her stories for my family forever. It's called Storyworth. Storyworth helps you preserve precious memories and stories from your mom's life for years and years to come. Here's how it works. So each week, Storyworth emails your loved one and it gives them a thought-provoking question that you get to help pick. All your loved one needs to do is respond to that email with a story. It can be long or short. It really doesn't matter. And you'll be emailed a copy of your loved one's response as they're submitted over the course of a year. So you'll get to enjoy their retelling of stories that you already know, or you'll be surprised by stories that you've never heard before. So give all the moms in your life a unique, heartfelt gift you'll all cherish for years. Storyworth. Right now, save $10 on your first purchase when you go to storyworth.com/bigname.
Listen, I do shows all the time. I'm always in shows. I'm always dancing. And my number one thing with shapewear and undergarments is I hate when it rolls up, right? Because it's so annoying. You're constantly pulling it down and it's not really doing the service it's meant to do. But not with these, not with Honeylove and not with super short. You won't have to worry about it rolling down. And it's really unheard of when it comes to the shapewear, thanks to the flexible boning that's hidden in the side seams. Hidden. You can't see it, but we know it's there, which is the most important thing. Oh, I love it. I love Honeylove. I love Honeylove. Love you, honey. So treat yourself to the best bra and shapewear on the market, okay? And save 20% off at honeylove.com/big. Use our exclusive link to get 20% off honeylove.com/big. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. So please support our show and tell them we sent you. So shape your life with Honeylove.
What does it
I don't
mean,
know, but I
Harry
love that
Styles?
like 70s kind of, that was just a great album. Like I
Yeah?
listened to the song a lot. At the gym, I like pop music. How about you?
So I have a crazy, okay. So first of all, in my 40th year, I will become a DJ.
Oh, I bet you're, when I went to, okay, Christy is multi-talented, like multifaceted, does so many things. Party planning, producing, I mean, the schools,
bestie.
the Columbia, the education you've had, acting, so many things.
Thank you, baby.
But when I went to that party, that Podco party in Austin, yeah, it was like blown out. But the best thing was your DJing. It was like 90s music mixed with current music.
Yes.
And you were fabulous. You were DJing.
Thank you.
And without DJing, without it letting it distract you and without it letting take you away from the what?
I love this.
Well, it wasn't taking you away from the party. You were able to mingle, make sure people were getting to know each other, introducing each other to people, but also keeping the music flow going, which is like nearly impossible.
Oh my God, you see me.
I see you.
I love that.
see you.
I want to see you more too.
You know what I see actually?
What do you see?
Tale as old as time.
Oh shit.
It's this dress.
It
It
is,
doesn't
isn't
it
it?
remind you
You're
of the
right.
big
This
gold
is-
Beauty and the Beast
Oh
dress?
my God. Do you remember how many pounds the bottom
30.
It was 30?
30 pounds.
Wow. Why was it 30? Just the piping on, or not the piping, but the
It was just,
frame.
the frame heavy and like the way they wanted it to turn and stay in one piece.
Do you
that?
remember?
It had a
You had
mind
to
of its
kind
own.
of like, you had to kind of shimmy one way so that the dress would move. I remember that. And I was also sitting, you do the quick change into it and you step in the back of the,
And then it goes on the...
and they zip you up and then you have to take it. I'd never forget this. They're like, this is exactly how you have to do the dress. If you damage the dress, it was like a big deal because they recycle the dresses. They don't just like make a new dress.
Oh, totally. Susan Egan tells this story about how the dress cost more than her salary, her yearly salary.
Guarantee it.
Oh, for sure. It was like the funniest thing. She was like, this dress costs more than my yearly salary.
So how much did it cost? Do you remember?
I don't know, but she was like probably, I think she was like 19 or something when she did that.
Really? I was 19. I thought I was the youngest.
Oh, maybe that was you then. Excuse me. Maybe she was in her young 20s.
Yeah. She was young.
Yeah, 20, maybe 21.
Ah.
And, just starting out on Broadway, her first Broadway gig. So they were probably paying her, a normal
Did she
minimum
win the
wage.
Tony for it?
Not minimum wage, but you know what I mean. No,
Yeah.
no. I wonder if she was even nominated. I should know that.
It's okay. That's fine.
Also, I don't care about awards and they don't mean anything to me. So whatever.
We've established the awarding.
I don't know if you know this, but I'm just kidding.
But so you would literally have to drop down, pick it up.
I remember.
Yeah, and then you'd have to pull it up and then walk up the stairs so that when the lights illuminated you in the golden dress.
It was terrifying. What was your favorite scene, your favorite moment when doing Beauty and the Beast? I don't know if we've talked about this already.
No, really, yeah.
I loved being in the library.
Oh,
you know
that pink dress.
Yeah.
Was that your favorite dress?
Favorite dress,
I love
absolutely.
that dress.
And I loved my back facing the audience. Like it was the first time I could be on stage and turn away and sort of be in my own world. And
Yes, that was a beautiful moment. It
Yeah.
also was a beautiful scene, like Beast and Belle, like really, it was like the only time you could really act groundedly, except that you were acting next to an animal.
Right.
Yeah, so that was that. You'd have to really force your belief in falling in love
Nothing
with an
against
animal.
beasts, you know?
No, but you are,
Yeah.
it is, no offense, animal.
Bestiality.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I'm just going to say it.
Yeah. So some people are like,
It's
that's
worse than
weird.
incest, I'd say.
Like, why are we normalizing it? But it's hard not to be like, aw, he's really cute.
I know. Like, did they do it before he became a prince? No.
Yeah,
No. Or did
maybe.
they? Like, here's what.
Yeah.
They had the thoughts.
They did have the thought.
They had the thoughts. She didn't know he was going to turn into a human.
I'm sorry, I literally just
She did
spit
not know
on
he was going to
myself.
turn into a human. She would.
No.
I wonder what she
No.
thought at night. Like, oh my God, I'm in love with an animal.
He's furry, but
what am I going to do?
I'd tap it though. You know what I mean?
What am I going to? This is going to be not only the most painful experience of my life.
So they had the thoughts, and that's what's kind of funny.
Exactly.
But it still works. There's this thing where people are like, You know, like gargoyles. There was this animated TV show called Gargoyles.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not gonna lie, like some of those gargoyles were hot.
Oh, totally.
Some people think like they laugh about how like Lightning McQueen was kind of hot. You know, like there's like, or the Lady and the Tramp, like the you know, when you're growing up, you think weird thoughts.
Totally. I mean, at least Belle and the Beast were having conversations. It's not like he was, silent like normal animals are.
Like growling.
Yeah. Maybe he complimented her so much. She was like, I guess we're doing this, you know?
Well, didn't you say that one of the bar was so low that you're like, my only requirement for somebody they're like is that they're nice to me?
Yeah, remember that. Jono, what did it with Jono? Well, he was really kind. He was nice to me. He was just nice to me.
He was just nice. He didn't do anything that my God, what a random thought.
There are some stories about my mom's life that I truly never get tired of hearing. From hilarious to heartfelt, tear-jerking to plot twisting, her retelling of the events always brings me joy. Oh, and it's just in time for Mother's Day. I found the perfect gift that captures all her stories for my family forever. It's called Storyworth. Storyworth helps you preserve precious memories and stories from your mom's life for years and years to come. Here's how it works. So each week, Storyworth emails your loved one, and it gives them a thought-provoking question that you get to help pick. Questions like how she met my dad, their love story. Storyworth makes the writing process a breeze. All your loved one needs to do is respond to that email with a story. It can be long or short, it really doesn't matter. And you'll be emailed a copy of your loved one's response as they're submitted over the course of a year. So you'll get to enjoy their retelling of stories that you already know, or you'll be surprised by stories that you've never heard before. And after that year of fun, Storyworth compiles your loved one's stories and photos into a beautiful keepsake hardcover book that you will be able to share and revisit for generations to come. You can even keep a copy of the book for yourself. Personally, my mom is getting older and I don't want her to forget things that really matter to me. So this is a way of tying all the generations together. Families love Storyworth, and that's why it has more than 25,000 five-star reviews on Trustpilot. And with millions of stories preserved since they were founded over 10 years ago. So give all the moms in your life a unique, heartfelt gift you'll all cherish for years. Storyworth. Right now, save $10 on your first purchase when you go to storyworth.com/bigname. That's storyworth.com/bigname to save $10 on your purchase.
Well, I'm just going to say it. It's time. It's time to upgrade your uncomfortable shapewear. Hi, everyone. I'm Anneliese, and support for today's episode comes from Honeylove. And that's exactly what Honeylove gives, support. Whether you are a bride, a guest of the bride, someone who's just seeking to, smooth down their everyday curves, Honeylove is the go-to for all things shapewear. And it's so true. It's my go-to. It's what I'm wearing under all my garments, whether on stage, whether just going to a cocktail hour and auditions, and honestly, just sometimes to brunch. This is my new favorite thing. This specifically, and I'm going to explain exactly why this is my favorite thing, but this is the Super Power Short. And it is super, and it is powerful and strong. Look at this. Just kidding, I'm messing with you. But look at how strong this is. Look at that. Okay, and this is the short part at the bottom, right? You see that it's shorts? It honestly tightens your body so much. It takes away really all the curves that you don't want and then gives you the curves that you do want. And that is because it has targeted compression technology that distinguishes between areas where you want more support and areas where you need less compression, right? So we don't want to put compression on our tush. We want to support that, but we do want to put compression on our stomach, which makes sense. So treat yourself to the best bra and shapewear on the market, okay? And save 20% off at honeylove.com/big. Use our exclusive link to get 20% off, honeylove.com/big. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. So please support our show and tell them we sent you. So shape your life with Honeylove.
Okay, so you asked me, we were talking to somebody who was a voice actor, E.G. Daily, another time. She's awesome. And big friend of the pod and Podco in general. And so Ichi is, a very accomplished voice actress, and you and I were all talking about, you've got to be a good singer if you can like use your voice in different ways. And then that got me thinking about the audiobook world.
Oh, yes, that's right.
And I thought you could absolutely do audiobooks.
Oh, I would be good at. So would you? I would be great, though. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're hard though. You think you'd be great, but it really is about tone, volume.
Same.
Just like this. This is a perfect example. I haven't read it, but Michelle Williams doing Britney Spears' book.
Wild.
I hear she's
brilliant.
a wonderful actress.
Yeah.
And I hear that she like really comes across as sort of as Britney, but not. You know what I mean? Like the perfect balance.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, that almost makes you want to listen to it. You know
What's
what I
the
mean?
last like book on tape? Why did you sexy book on tape? Okay.
All right, so here's what happened. So I wasn't working so much in the traditional voiceover space, but I missed it. I mean, I really do love voice acting. And so I got,
What were the hours like for Kim Possible when you were doing that? Did you love that? Like, was it every day?
So when I was doing Even Stevens, like I would do Kim Possible on the weekends.
Shit. On the weekends?
Yeah.
Are you even allowed to work? Were you,
I don't
how
know.
old were
Somehow
you?
that worked out that way.
How
And
old were you?
I was 16. No. I was 16 when Even Stevens started. It was my birthday, that's first day of shooting. And then I think I was about 17 and a half, which felt like dog years at that point, because,
course.
And then they were like, hey, this is happening. And then
So you did it on
that
the
started
weekends? Are
until
you
I
even
was
allowed
like,
to work that
honestly,
many
I worked
hours?
on Kim until I was like 21. So that was and that was only 3 seasons, right? You guys banged out 3 seasons probably in a couple years, right?
No, from That's Raven.
Yeah.
Can you believe this? We did 1 season and then we were off for an entire year. We were sure we weren't coming back.
Yeah.
Then they brought us back and then it would take a long time. There were like long hiatuses. But anyways, the whole thing, we did 5 seasons. The whole thing took about 7 years.
Yeah.
So anyway.
7 years? That's wild.
It was like 15 to 22.
Do you feel like you looked vastly older, like when you first started?
Oh,
it
for
to-
sure,
yeah.
for sure.
Interesting.
Sorry, so you were doing Kim Possible on the weekends. What was filming? What was recording that?
It's
like
just a
long
session.
hours?
Not really.
Oh.
No, really not. It's a really easy gig.
And every line, what? 1 time, 3 times? How many times they make
So
you
it's
say a line?
great 3 times. You do it 3 different ways,
Okay,
and then they
okay.
take the one they like the most.
Exactly, okay.
And then and then they have something as an alt, and then you have ADR once it's gone to Asia, been animated, and come back.
Wow.
Yeah, so it takes a while, and so ADR sessions happen, when you'd otherwise be on hiatus. But really, the sessions are so easy, and you get. Initially the money's not good. You get paid per session and it's scale. And then we had some, folks in our cast demand that we got double scale and triple scale every season that we got greenlit, we'd get double it or something. Okay. And so that was really nice when you think about it. That it was. I don't even know if I should say who it was, but that person was advocating for all of us. And I think that's really great when people can come together and be like, hey, like this is what we need, because we know that this is a hit. We know there's a lot of money being made for that. So they treated us pretty fairly. I don't know if it were to get rebooted, if like where our rate would be. You know what I mean? It'd be like, well, is it a reboot or is it a whole new,
spin-off?
Yeah,
or,
like what do you do? I don't have a theory and I don't have a thought on that. Really, truly.
I don't even have a single fucking thought.
I'm not even gonna think about that.
Okay, so sexy.
Sexy audiobooks. So basically what happened was I hadn't worked in a while with the voice acting. I missed it. I was like, well, I could do this. And I kind of fell into it. Somebody were like, Christy, can you do this one? And then they kept calling me from Audible. And so when they called me, they'd be like, hey, this is a female protagonist that sounds like Kim Possible. And they'd be like, she's on adventure. She's like the female Indiana Jones. And then there was one that was a little sassier. And then they were like, so there's like a female protagonist who's in love and it's a little bit more romantic. Okay. Slippery slope. Kind of like porn. You heard about this?
Porn can be very slippery.
What happens with porn sometimes and sex work in general.
Yes, do tell me what happens with porn.
So from
Christy, you would know.
I don't
do
know.
Tell. Give us all the gossip.
I do not know. I only know Audible.
DP.
if
I
you
know. I'm
considered
sure
it
you're
sex
so
work.
good at DP.
No Audible. The company. I love it. You're razzing me. I just love it. I love it. It gets me going.
I
love
bet
when
it
you
does.
razz
Oh,
me.
I bet it sure does.
So get this.
Yeah.
So I start doing these like romantic, like from the female, like what do they call them? Like Harlequin novels.
Okay.
But at first they were really tame. And then slowly but surely they got wild. Like
why? What are some of the things?
like there were
Can you even
sex-
say it on here?
I wish I could read one of the ones I did, and I actually went by a fake name. I ended up getting a fake name after like the second or third one because I could see where they were going, and I was like, I don't want my name associated with this much
You guys
raunch.
know I work at Disney, right?
Yeah, or like in general, I was pregnant, and that's when I started realizing I had to stop doing them. I had this big belly, and I was in this studio, and I was like. and his girth pressed against my jeans in the hot summer night. And I was like, and then he took
from
me from
1925?
behind. I know, but women love this stuff. There's
Right.
like an entire app dedicated to Harlequin novels.
Absolutely.
And like, I totally get it, but like, and so I don't know what to say. Like they were steamy. At first I was happy to be providing the service for women. And I was
bet
like,
you were happy to provide a service.
stop it. Stop it. But
I bet
no,
you are a good service provider.
not really. So then it was one of those things.
Sorry, I don't know why. Like this can't be nearly as funny as it is to me, but I do not give a shit. I don't.
I love that you don't give a shit. And I love that cheers to our sangria.
I feel like a natural high.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think the sangria has actual alcohol
Maybe
in
it does.
Or maybe it's just it's sending me back to when I did drink sangria. You know how some of that happens.
I never ordered sangria much. It just seems like, I
Trashy.
no.
That's what you're trying to say.
No,
I get
just
it.
too much fruit juice. I was always just give me straight liquor or wine. You know.
Yeah.
But anyway, God, do you think we talk too much about our alcoholism?
I don't give a fuck. Do you give a fuck though?
No, I just
Okay.
I always
If people-
want the viewers.
Okay.
First of all, a lot of people still drink.
That's okay.
And then
I
also-
love it hanging out with
No,
friends
we're
to
not.
drink.
We're not judgy, but
Yeah.
I'm just like, we get it. You're child stars who have drinking and addiction issues.
This is a perfect time to have the segment of "That's not what I said."
bitch. That's not what I said. Okay.
Jingle. That's the jingle right there.
can't
Every
because-
time I say that, then you say that.
I know, but we got to think of something that's not steal.
So That's Not What I Said is brought to you by me not giving a shit. And so there was a YouTube video that I did that I basically said Katy Perry stole my record album. It was something that, okay, that's not what I said.
Oh,
Okay, that's not what I said.
and people said that you said that.
They said that I said that, and that I'm Delulu because I thought that was the case. Now, let me explain what happened.
Please do, because that's hilarious. And people are like, yeah, Katy Perry needs my help. I'm sure.
No, absolutely not. She's objectively an amazing, amazing singer.
Artist.
In that- and
Writer.
And you have said to me, like, look, art is subjective, so people's voices are technically subjective, but you cannot ignore range. Katy Perry has such an amazing range. My voice was never that much of a range, and I certainly wasn't, like, she was literally a demo singer for years and years and years,
I
which
didn't know
it's not
that.
uncommon. She wrote
Right.
music for other people,
Right.
but she worked with The Matrix, who ended up writing with me.
Oh my God, Keanu Reeves?
Yes. Yes. The Matrix
cool.
was a group of really fantastic songwriters that are they ended up writing for Korn. I think they were pivoting.
Oh my God, Korn.
Yes, Korn.
Spelled with a K.
With a K. And so she's been literally like putting in the time, like really earning her stripes for a really, really long time. And so when I did my little video, I was basically just taking people into a backstory about like my record deal. And I had a record deal with Atlantic. It didn't go forward. None of that went forward for very good reason. But it just so happened that at the very same time that I had the record deal happening, she was signed.
Okay.
And she was essentially signed, and there was only so many people that they could sign at a time. And I was just basically told, like, hey, like there's a few artists that they're thinking of signing, and some are female. And so yes, she was of that time, and she got fucking signed, and she's amazing. So that's not what I said. I didn't say
That's not what she said.
that I am better than or nothing of,
Of course
that.
not.
So people just misconstrue.
Let the record be straight, okay, or gay, because
whatever
cool
it is.
too.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I'm trying to think if I've said anything that people have clapped back or been like, "What are you talking about?" I don't think so. Not yet.
You can say the sky is blue. Something's going to happen. So.
I know. I know. You can ride an elephant and people want to murder you.
That's
You know
it.
what I mean?
That's crazy. You ride one elephant in
You
Thailand.
ride one goddamn elephant.
Well, we can talk about the sexy. We talked about the sexy audiobooks. We can also talk about
Special Forces. Oh.
reality shows. You love
God.
reality shows.
Oh my God, I'm obsessed. Reality shows are coming. Vanderpump Rules is back.
Is it?
Well, it will be, I think, by the
What do you
time
think of
this airs.
Sheena? Do you like her?
How funny. You actually kind of remind me of Sheena.
Okay.
Have you heard
so-
that before?
Well, I know Sheena.
Okay, well, you just both have big brown eyes. I like her the most.
She and I totally look alike.
She's the sweetest thing, and I think when you're a sweet soul, that like even
Is
reality.
she sweet?
Well, I don't know her.
I've always thought of her as really sassy and tough and cool.
Oh no! So here's how I remember her.
Okay.
So I remember.
She needs to come on this guy.
Oh, I would love that. I would love that.
I'm calling you, Sheena.
I would love the cast of Summer House, Winter House. I would like every.
But like Hannah Burner.
Oh my God, would she?
She
her
just
and Paige.
I fucking love
Please Please come, Paige.
We do not have to beg.
Please. I think the best way is through an agent with a very professional email.
Yeah. Yep. Has a podcast.
Has a podcast. Okay, so I remember her because back in the day, Brandi Glanville was on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and her husband cheated on her with Sheena. Okay, back in the day, that was Sheena, and Sheena was kind of like a Britney Spears type or whatever. Everyone said Sheena. Everyone thought she really looked like Britney Spears, which she kind of does. Anyway, that guy that Brandi Glanville with ended up leaving her for Leanne Rimes. So he cheated on her with Sheena, left her for Leanne Rimes. Sheena was. It was awful. Everyone went after her. And it's like, no, it's not her. It's the guy. You know what I'm saying?
It's both.
But I'm
sure she's not proud of all that happening. And probably
totally.
There's two sides.
You know when there are people who just like they're just not shit talkers.
She was very young.
Very young.
Very young.
But just a nice person, somebody who doesn't gravitate towards shit talking, towards meanness. She's like a nice, kind, like Southern Middle America sweetheart, to be honest.
Yeah.
But now she's had this crazy life. I'm sure she said crazy things, but I've always liked her. I think she's a good person. Whatever I know about reality. But so reality's back. I can't wait. Special Forces. I've been watching Special Forces with Jonah.
Right. We need to talk about Special Forces.
We need to talk about Special Forces. Do you think, because we've always been like talking about it, but I feel like we talk about it in a way that like, we could do that. But the truth is like, I could fucking never do that.
For real, do you think you could be a housewife?
Ooh, what a good question. Okay, here's what I think.
Yeah.
I think a lot of housewives think they can. They think they'll be above it, that it'll be edited right or whatever. And it never is. It ruins relationships. You're always going to see a bad side. But I do think I'd be smart enough to be more like the kind of housewives that got out unscathed, that their marriages. Ooh, I'm trying to remember. On Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, there was a woman who was on a soap opera. So not Lisa Rinna, but the other woman.
Okay.
I can't remember her name, but she's lovely. And got not on the show anymore. She was on the show for like 5-6 years, made her money. I can't even remember her name now because she didn't cause enough of a ruckus.
See what happens?
Yeah, exactly.
Forgettable.
Phaedra from Atlanta. She's fine. She's fine. You know, I think I could do it like that, but I still think it'd be really hard.
But that's not fun, right? That's not like why people want to be on, right? Like that's not why people are like, oh my God, I want to just have one fight where I throw some drink in someone's face. I think I flip over a table.
How come nobody does this on the reality shows? Like if somebody threw a glass in my face, I'd truly just start cracking up like immediately. I was like, what? I've never had a drink thrown in my face. This is crazy.
Have you ever had like a real like dramatic fight with other females or like anything like that?
No. I'm really good at talking shit behind your back and saving face in front, because we're in an entire business where like we can't just sit behind a cubicle and go like this.
I love that you just said I'm really good at talking shit behind your back.
Because that's the healthy way to go. In this industry, you tell me this, if we went into that bathroom to change into these clothes before this episode.
Yeah.
Sorry, if we were starting this episode and you and I got in a fight in that dressing room and had to come in, got in a fight just in our dressing room right now, and then had to come here and sit here and do this podcast, how would that work? How would we do that if I truly hated you or was mad at you at that time? Sometimes you have to save face, because in this profession, we can't just, like I said, go back to our cubicles. We have to be able to work together, right? We have to be able to... we have to save face, right? We have to like each other in performance, or at least become a different character or whatever.
Yes, and that's what they're doing. You think?
I think so.
Because they do kind of talk shit, but then they catch it on film, which is why it becomes complicated.
Well, Bethany Frankel talks about it all the time. It's the kill or be killed. You have to decide, are you going to be the one who's being killed, or are you going to kill? And I think I would just be the one who's being killed all the time, which doesn't keep you on the show, because hate sells, right?
Ah, yes.
Yeah,
so with Special Forces...
do you think you could be a housewife?
I do, but I would be killed and I would be killing.
I think you would be killing too, actually. Isn't that funny?
What do you think? I would be the villain almost immediately.
Because you said you can. What did you tell me at the car last night? You were like, but if you come after me, you were like, I can get over something, but if you come after me, I can't get over it. Or I'll go in. You're like, I let things go, but if you say something.
Oh, because you were so sweet. You were like, Christy, you're always so like, you're so kind.
It's devil's advocate. You always play the devil's advocate and see the other side.
Yeah, like when somebody comes to me and they're like, my friend did this, or this is a real big issue. I'm like, okay, well, what's the root of this? Like, what is there to, like, there's two sides. Like I said about the Sheena thing.
You're always like that. I love it. It's so sensible.
Thanks, I try. But then the funny thing was, I was like, no, I'm not sensible, because I still have to contend with being dysregulated. So if somebody comes at me, and that's the cool part is, I think people really like seeing the Housewives because they're so dysregulated, and then the alcohol only makes them more dysregulated, dissociative. It's like they're not really fully in their right minds.
I know. I wonder when we're all going to get in trouble for essentially like watching Gladiator fight, like watching them just destroy their lives with drinking. We're all just like, drink more, hate each other more.
I don't think it's going to happen because BravoCon is so...
I would never. But also, if it'd be fine if they were being paid well enough to take that kind of abuse of us sort of hating on them.
I think we all assume that they are being paid
But
well.
no, we're not.
That's
because
new, right?
Bethany is like, they get like, some of them get like $4,000 an episode or something.
And they're already wealthy. Maybe that's the justification.
Exactly.
It's like,
they don't
you know what
need
it is? It's an eat the rich thing.
They just want to be famous. They eat the rich. They just want to be famous.
But people watching are like, well, they're fucking wealthy women. Like, I don't care. Like, they're a bitch.
And they're starting to not have such wealthy women. There's this girl, Melissa, now who's on Real Housewives of Jersey.
Okay.
And she literally talks about it. It's like her one of her storylines, which is interesting, that she's like really embarrassed to be with these women because they're so rich, and that before the first episode, she went to buy a Prada bag. She'd never bought a Prada bag or a Chanel bag or something just so she could have something. Well, and Bravo clued in on that. They're like, oh, this will be our first.
She's the face of the fans.
Poor. Yeah.
She's the face of the poor. She says poor with quotation marks. But no, I think I would be immediately.
Special Forces.
But I do think immediately on that kind of show, I would be. I would probably do better at Special Forces than I would at
I'm obsessed with
Housewives.
Special Forces.
You are.
I'm so into it.
Who's been your favorite?
I'll tell you who.
Sandoval was on, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. And he was very good, but I knew he would. He's intense.
He's fit.
He's fit and he's intense. And I think he's kind of like, I gotta do this.
His
Everyone
entire
hates me.
ego. His entire ego is on the line.
You know who I really liked though? Hannah. Hannah something from Bachelor.
Okay.
She was the Bachelorette.
Okay.
And she won.
She did.
I mean, I couldn't believe how tough.
I love that.
This girl is so tough, Christy, but I think that's you. I think you'd be amazing. First of all, you'd have the best trainer in the world because your husband, Brendan, right?
Yes. Okay. So Special Forces, I feel like there's a part of me that's like, I've never trained with my husband. I would like to in this new year, like really try to like at least work out with him, get back to being fit. You're actually fit though. You actually work out all the time. You and Jono.
Thank you. I work out all the time, but I also eat whatever the heck I want.
That's good.
Yeah,
I do too.
That's why I work
and I
out.
don't work out, but yes.
Yeah, but how do you do that? You just
I'm skinny fat.
Yeah, no, you're not skinny fat.
skinny
But also
fat.
not that there's anything wrong with skinny fat. But no, you're just like so tall and you have a high metabolism. But
That's
you're
what
tall
it is.
and skinny and like
eventually
you've always
it'll
been.
slow down. That's true. I have always been. Anyway, so I think Special Forces could work. I don't know. Like I want to. There's a part of me that wants to like show my girls
Gosh, I want you
that
to do
mommy
it.
could be tough.
I want you to do it.
I don't know. That would be crazy. I think they try.
What do you think you'd be best at? Like the fit? Sorry.
I think I would be. My mental health would actually be the best.
That's what I was gonna say. Is it because it's a lot about mental health. It's
would
a lot
not
about,
be
like,
my physical.
letting somebody abuse you, yell at you, and you say yes sir. But
Yeah.
the physical stuff too, it's so hard
Yeah.
and scary. I mean, they drop you from crazy places. I mean, here's what I'd love to do.
I'd probably
Amazing
get hurt,
Race.
Though. That's scary. Ooh.
Have you ever seen that?
You and I should do Amazing.
We should do Amazing
I want to
Race.
do something with you.
If they won't, yeah.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, one of those. Oh,
Yeah,
we'll do
just
it.
something
I
with you.
I have such faith that we'll do
That'd
something
be
like
wild.
that. I know, but Amazing Race. You have to be quite smart. You know, you have to be geologically inclined. You have to know all your flags, all your countries. You have to
That's tough.
be able to travel and move fast, and you
wow.
have to be able to get along and stay calm with your partner. You know,
Okay.
because it's two people and you race
Okay.
around the world.
Okay.
I think you and Brendan would be so good at that.
Brendan and I, very good. I think that would be hard for us. But I think
Why?
Because we haven't done anything like that.
Oh my God,
we need
Christy,
to go on a road trip.
We got to do this. We got to do a show where we're just doing like the fake Amazing Race, and we're just like with maps, just like I don't know. What do you think? Just like running into each other, literally like this way, no, this way. Come on!
Oh my God, I have a great
Just
idea.
chaos.
Let's do an episode where we have where we escape the pod. Or it's like an escape the room or something. Or
Like
we
an escape room.
Yeah, it's an escape room, but with our podcast. I don't know how we're going to do it, but it'll be really
we
fun.
should film us in an escape room.
Oh, that would be
Who likes
fun.
escape rooms?
Maybe we should just have our own reality show.
Totally. I gotta say, escape rooms are hard, because you gotta escape.
They're so hard. I would be fucking lost.
Yeah, I'm not lost. I know exactly where I am. I'm in the fucking escape room. But I'll tell you what.
I'll be in the corner of the escape room crying.
I'm great comic relief for while we're waiting. I'll tell you that. I'll be with my sisters. They're figuring it out. I'm like, you guys want to hear a joke while we're waiting?
You're like starting to sing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, let me entertain. Yeah.
Let me
Entertain you.
Let me
make you smile.
I could do a few tricks.
Some old and then some new tricks. We're very versatile.
Good job.
And if you're real good,
I'll
we'll make you feel good.
good.
We want your spirits to climb. So let us entertain you. And we'll have a real good time. Yes, sir. We'll
have
a real good time. we flat?
No, I thought it was
I don't
really
give a
good.
shit. Deal.
Oh my God. Look at
Love you.
us. Cheers.
Cheers to another fun episode.
Yep. Love you.